Hello everybody, what is up? Today I'm bringing you some Gears of War 3 beta footage playing some King of the Hill on Old Town, and I wanted to bring you guys this nice long video, not only because I haven't been posting many videos lately, but also because of the fact that this gives me an excellent opportunity to talk about some side note stuff, and as well as the Sawed-Off and Gnasher whole big epidemic with, Sawed-Off, speaking of the devil, with the two weapons, between those two weapons, and I'll begin my thoughts and I guess the pros and cons and maybe anything else if I have a little bit more time. But yeah, I'm sure I'll have enough time to talk about everything. But yeah, I'll be starting off with the side stuff, or side note stuff. And for starters, I am getting a new controller soon for my birthday, and it's really cool. It's called the Razer Onza, so hopefully it will improve my game, and I'm very psyched for it because of the fact that it has remappable buttons. If you don't know, it's basically a customized controller made by a computer, a brand that likes to make computer software, such as like keyboards and mouses, and maybe, I'm not sure, maybe even a little bit of computer inside the stuff of it. But yeah, they are making controllers now, and it's a really cool controller because it gives you a competitive edge, and it looks very sick. I mean, you could use like a bumper jumper kind of a thing where you can use the left bumper, say in Halo, or not. Well, I'll give you an example. In Gears of War, you could use, instead of using the A button to rodeo run and roll forward and then mantle, you could use, say, the left bumper with the secondary bumper that they give you on the customized controller. So I'm gonna be using that. I'm gonna use that controller to the fullest and use it to my advantage, because you have a great controller, why not use everything out of it. So then another thing too is that I will be doing a montage, obviously, but the good thing about this is that I have made the montage video, you could say, before, with really good effects, or good effects by my standards, playing Gears of War 2, and I don't know if some of you guys have seen it, but it was really good and I liked it a lot. So I'll be making a nice montage in Sony Vegas with some experience. Sorry if I'm a little sluggish, I guess you could say. It's just that I don't exactly feel the best right now. Yeah, another thing I want to talk about too, which is a sniper glitch. I think it's a glitch where I have seen where I've shot people in the head and blood just comes out. I don't know whether that's a actual problem with lag or connection or what, but it seems like I'll try to no-scope a guy and I'll shoot him in the head and he won't die, or maybe it's just me not seeing it clearly because I haven't really recorded any footage of it, but I have just encountered it by playing the game regularly. And I don't play the game, well, by the game I mean the Gears of War 3 beta, that often too much. I'm only like a level 26, which isn't really that high for any YouTuber who posts Gears of War content. But yeah, it's a little thing I've noticed that I don't know whether it's just me with my eye seeing it, because my eyes aren't the best. Like a -5 in my right eye and like -11 in my left. For you guys who do know the prescription and all that stuff. But yeah, now talking about the Sawed-Off and the Gnasher. Now they are, these are quite different weapons, although they are both close quarter weapons. One has 8 shells, the other has 1. One has a long reload time and the other doesn't. But all these really all considered, well, is a Sawed-Off considered a noob weapon because, sure, it has a larger spread, but on the other hand, you could actually down another person or kill another person at the same range with Gnasher. It's just that the chances of you actually succeeding with that and doing that are slim because of the fact that the spread for the Gnasher is a lot smaller. Now, everyone will complain about it. I mean, the only reason why people do complain about it is because they're getting killed constantly over with it, or it just happens that they get killed by the Sawed-Off, which ruins their kind of kill streak, you could say. Ooh, that was nice there. But yeah, here I'm attempting to snipe, and it's not going that well for me. But as I was saying, people but people say it's a new weapon only because it's an easier weapon to use, which in truth it is an easier weapon to use because of the larger spread. But if you think about it, you have like a 6, 7, 8 second reload time, which is pretty long, and if you're pretty evasive and you can maneuver to where you won't get shot and run away, because I'm pretty good at that, I actually find the saw-off to be a pretty decent weapon. But I don't use it all the time. That's not to say that, but I'm just saying that if you are able to evade from an opponent after you used it, it's a very easy weapon. Ooh, here's a nice chainsaw battle. You really hardly ever see one of those anymore. But yeah, the Gnasher, on the other hand, has 8 bullets, and as I said, it has a smaller spread, which means it's more, I guess you could say, deadly at a large range. Not large, but farther range, because it has a smaller spread. Now, if you're looking to improve using these weapons, then I would suggest Gnasher, because it's a more what's the word I'm looking for? Universal universal tile weapon, because it can suit long range, medium, and close. Long for a standard shotgun, you could say. But overall, it's one of those good weapons, not only because of that, where you can hold your own ground with it, but you can also, clutch a game, or, on a 3v1 situation, 3 guys are in front of you, you can actually, beat them and destroy them if you're skilled and you can wall bounce properly. But, that's not to say that's always going to happen, but it is something that will happen, that can happen, as opposed to the sawed-off. Now that is something you cannot do, since it has 1 bullet and an extremely long reload time. But overall, you should use Gnasher because it is more of a versatile weapon. Here I'm getting a nice double with a little wall bounce in there. And let's see, do I get this guy? Yeah. I don't think it's happened yet, but this was a really cool match, only because of the fact that, well, not only because of the fact that I unlocked the Flaming Lancer, but it's also cool because I go on a nice chainsaw streak. This is the video that I posted previously that did where I got the chainsaw streak, but it also had a nice Scorcher streak, which I guess I'll talk about that since there's a lot more time left. The Scorcher is a very weak weapon as opposed to the other weapons, which is why it's not a good weapon to use. I think they should actually nerf it. A lot of people don't talk about it, but yeah, that Scorcher needs to be a lot stronger. And I think the active reload actually only increases the damage and not the actual, range, and not the damage, which I think is what they should do the opposite of. But yeah, a Retro Lancer can destroy a Scorcher person, and if you don't know, just try it. Oh, I have the Scorcher right now, but yeah, if you aim the Scorcher at a person for, say, like 3 seconds, they won't go down. And if you have a sawed-off guy in your close range, because a Scorcher is a close-range weapon, then you're basically dead, or even with a Gnasher, they'll kill you quicker. And here, this guy, he just had bad aim there, but the point is, there are some weapons I think that people should talk about that need to get nerfed. And, I think people overall should not take the game so seriously. And, don't go not rage quitting, but don't go all off crazy and stress out about it. Just don't make your body feel worse all for a game. I mean, it's just a game after all, right? But yeah, it's the sawed-off and Gnasher is two different weapons. Now, that's not to say I don't get angry. I do get angry a lot of times. Actually, as a matter of fact, today I was playing a game and everyone was using the retro and sawed-off, and it got me so angry because, but it got me really angry because they were all using it, and it's something like where, you're right, maybe a weapon or Retro Lancer doesn't take skill, because all you need to do is blind fire it, but it's put in the game for a reason. Why not use it? And you know, you shouldn't, like me, I shouldn't have gotten angry, but it's understandable because if the whole team is using it, you're getting downed, and you're using a hammer burst in Gnasher, I mean, you're not really going to do, even if you're the best player in the world with Gnasher, you're still not going to be able to take him down as quickly because overall, this is where the chainsaw streak starts, FY. But yeah, even if you start, let's see what I was saying, you start, you verse against a person at close range with a shotgun, you shoot them, the chances of you actually bodying them as opposed to them not bodying you are slim because of the fact that the spread in the Gnasher is a lot smaller. If that spread was bigger and the Gnasher had 8 bullets in it, boy, you would be destroying marking, and everyone would call that gun the noob weapon or the garbage weapon. Now, as for the Retrolancer, I would say that it doesn't need to be, I mean, I think they should actually have a damage, I should say this, a damage, different damages for certain situations if the computer in the game can calculate it. I don't know if I'm getting too technical to where they can't do this or not, but if you were going to blind fire a weapon at close range, I think the damage should be reduced, even though it won't be as realistic. It would make people happy. And on top of that, I think they should, well, as opposed to that, if you're firing from medium range, they should increase the damage because the gun has more recoil. I think they should try to do stuff to reduce the damage, even though it may not be realistic. This isn't really exactly a realistic game. It's fantasized and all that stuff. Now, I guess since I went over those, I should talk a little bit about maps now, since, I'm just giving my little thoughts on it. And by now, if you don't know, the main issue with the maps are not the weapon placement, because the weapon placement is fine, but Thrashball, that's the main problem, because there is no way to, you have, oh wow, this guy is stupid, got caught off guard. But yeah, there is no way to actually, the main strategy, the smart thing to do if you're playing with a team is to just camp up top with Retrolancer, maybe Sawed Off, and, be douchebags, and, do it like that. Play it safe, and just stay up top while one is the Mulcher / Mortar, and just use it from there. Spotting people and covering different sides, or covering the 2 sides. And that is a big issue because, obviously the scoreboard has to drop. For people who played the game, the scoreboard drops, and unfortunately there's no way for anybody to actually counter that strategy, which is unfortunate. And if you are a follower of Doom, who is a Gears of War player, he posts Gears of War content, he has montages on his channel, I believe it's Doominated, you would see that he had the video suggesting ideas of how to fix these issues, and I think his issues are actually very good. And the main thing that he pointed out, or one of the things that he pointed out that I thought was the best option, was to have side paths from spawn, so you could actually go, say, from cog spawn or red spawn or blue spawn to a curved path on the left or right, left or right, and it would actually either go up to the concession stands or go to the down Raven where the frags / incendiaries are. I think that is very good. It's a good idea because then that prevents spawn trapping, and it kind of destroys the strategy of camping up top, because you actually have to, you have one guy per, let's think about it, you have one guy on the left side, one guy on the right side by the curved pathway of each spawn. Then you have one guy on the stairs on the left and one guy on the stair on the right. Then you have a Mortar / Mulcher spotting people and communicating with your teammates, and you're pretty much set. But at least that thins their options, because everyone's pushing from one side, you'll get overwhelmed and all that. Now, actually, one thing I forgot to mention was I was talking to my friend probably like week 2 in the beta right when week 2 started, and he mentioned a really good point that I think should be addressed because nobody has addressed it, and well, actually nobody that I know has ever addressed it, which is very important. Is Warzone execution and sawed off. Now just think about that. Warzone execution, 1 life per round. Someone coming up to you using the sawed off. You go up to them at close range, use the sawed off. You're dead. I mean, who's ever using that sawed off, or your opponent who's using the sawed off, who's at close range, you're dead. What's the point of using the Gnasher? I mean, the retro lancer isn't as really biggie because it's not a one-shot permanently dead kill weapon at close range, but what I think to do, excuse my language, I like the slow words, but yeah, what I think Epic should do is make the sawed off and not non-respawn game types a power weapon, which has been what people have suggested for respawn game types, or just in general, because they don't think it should be such a powerful starting weapon, which is understandable. But think about it, you have one spawn, it's not gonna go well for you if someone's using the sawed off, and chances are someone will be using the sawed off. And people has addressed this for respawn game types, because all there is respawn game types. But what's gonna happen to Warzone execution if people use the sawed off? So I think what they should do is the sawed off should be the center weapon mainly, because that's where all the fighting is gonna be. So it makes it so that you won't get angry over getting killed by the sawed off, and it will be more fair, because I know for a fact I won't be playing Warzone execution, or at least rarely, if people just run around using the sawed off at close range, because what's the point of having shotgun if one shotgun can beat the other? But with a respawn game type, that's different, because you have lives that are eventually gonna run out of ammo. But in a game where Warzone execution, it's even more dangerous than Warzone, because you're getting, if you get down, you can get shot. But yeah, you can get shot while you're down. But if you're getting sawed off, shotguns all the time at close range, is there really any point for using the Gnasher? Because of the fact that with the sawed off and respawn game types, you'll run out of ammo. But there's only 5 people, and because of that, you have 4 bullets. They should, at least if they're gonna have it as a starting weapon, give you 2 or 1 bullet per round with it, because 4 people, you can kill 4 people, even more, if you get a nice the kaboom ribbon, where you get 2 or more people with 1 buckshot. And that's something that is very dangerous, that I think more popular YouTubers in the Gears of War community should address, because Epic will notice them more, and they'll be able to sort something out, hopefully. But one thing I wanted to mention too, I was playing tennis today with my parents, and I just would like to say I am a tennis god. No, but seriously, I did a lot better in tennis today than yesterday, and yeah. For those of you who don't know, I like to play tennis. Tennis and football are my favorite sports. By football, I mean American football. And by American football, I mean like the NFL. But yeah, I was playing tennis, and for the hard court in the USA, the fences have holes in them. I guess little diamond-shaped holes. I don't know if they have it in Europe or what, but basically in America we have, fences with, I guess, holes in it, you could say. And I was just hitting a tennis ball, and with my racket I was hitting it against the fence. Not literally hitting, I don't think I worded that correctly, but yeah, I threw the tennis ball up, whacked it, and I wasn't even, it was really funny, I wasn't even hitting, I was trying to hit the ball so hard, but the tennis ball, it didn't even get stuck in the hole, it went through the hole and into the parking lot, and it went about like 20 feet after it hit the hole in the fence, or the breach, the gap. And I laughed so hard, because what are the odds out all those holes, if you want to get technical with math, because I like math and I like to, you know, just get a little technical in my terms. If you count the fraction, it's very low. It's 1 out of, I don't know, 1 out of how many holes there are in that whole tennis court section. I just find that hilarious, because out of all the things that could happen, all the holes the ball decides to go through, it goes through the one that has a big gap, and it flies like 20 feet after it hit the hole. It was hilarious. But anyway, this video is wrapping up. Hope you guys enjoyed me ranting on about a big Gears of War 3 discussion, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.